Hi family, welcome to Name's classroom. I always say that knowledge is power. So tell yourself you're going to acquire what? Power. One thing I always say that whatever goes on in this world, it intertwines with the word of God. Today, in my classroom, we'll still be looking at geography, where we are going to look at why are some places warmer than others. Some places are warmer than others. That is why you need to understand that the hands we have are never equal. There's an order as to which God does his thing. If today is your turn, tomorrow will also be somebody's turn. Let us look at this. Why are some places warmer than others? Good. Some places are warmer than others due to the latitudes that we live. This is the model of the earth. People live on different latitudes. What are latitudes? Latitudes are a line that goes across the world in the form of a globe. They are imaginary lines, and they are from east to west. Whilst the last time I was showing you longitudes, which are from north to what? To south. So from east to west, there are lines, imaginary line that goes across what? The earth. We call them the lines of what? Of latitude. So let's look at the first line of latitude. The longer one is called the equator. From equator, we come to what we call, let's come down here. The first one here, this is the South Pole. This is the North Pole. South Pole. Then this latitude between this one here, this is called the Antarctic Circle. We call this the Antarctic Circle. Then here, the latitude which is here, we call it the Tropic of Capricorn. Tropic of Capricorn. When you come here, remember here is the northern hemisphere. Here is what? The southern what? Hemisphere. The northern hemisphere and the southern what? Hemisphere. We come to this part of the latitude here. This side here is also called the Tropic of Cancer. Tropic of Cancer. That is here. Then we have what we call the Arctic Circle. We have the Arctic Circle. And finally what? The North Pole. So people live on different latitude as seen here. Then here is the sun. The sun is shining during what? The day. One thing you should understand that the more you are closer to the sun, the more temperature and the more hot heat you are going to what? Experience. So let's look at this. If this is the sun here, those here, which is the equator, at 0 degrees, they are more closer to the sun. So the sun rays here is more direct. So therefore, the equator temperatures are relatively what? Very, very, very what? High. Those who are also what? Next in line on the latitude, that is the Tropic of Capricorn and Tropic of Cancer, both in the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere too. If you check the arrow, the sun rays, there is a little bit of a distance from it. The next which is closer. So what happens to it? Temperatures become also what? Much warmer compared to the other latitude that follow. The next latitude we have is the Arctic Circle and the Antarctic Circle. This here. So checking the sun rays, reaching there is more oblique, not direct. And the distance from this Arctic Circle and what? Antarctic Circle is much far away from the sun. So therefore the sun rays is not direct. So temperatures here are relatively very, very hot. It's low. Then we come to what we call the South Pole. Look at the distance, very far away from the sun. Also very far away from the sun for the sun rays to reach directly to these places. So because they have this latitude, it's far away from the sun. Temperatures reaching here is very low, and temperatures are relatively very, very low. These are places where they are snowing. Sometimes within some of the year, one day or within the year, sometimes they don't even see the sun what at all. So places here are very, very, very what cold. So that is why most places do not have the same temperature. Or some places are warmer what than the others. It depends on the latitude in which you are what you are living. The more on you are on the equator at 0 degrees, temperatures are more direct and warmer. So the ocean surrounding that area and the land receive a lot of what warmth, followed by the Tropic of Capricorn and Tropic of Cancer, then the Arctic Circle and the Antarctic Circle, and then lastly is what the North Pole and the South Pole. What am I trying to say is that even in creation, where we are living, they are not equal. You don't expect everybody to be what? To be equal. No, impossible. So what am I trying to teach us today is that, please, you wait for your turn. You wait for your turn. Places and things can never be equal. Sometimes we need contentment to be able to live in this world that we live in. And one thing I know that God will give you what can sustain you. Focus on the cross. Focus on your word. If you want to experience certain things too, there is no need to be stagnant. Move forward. Push on to other places. If you want to experience more warmth, push to other places. If you want to experience more cold, push to other places. There's no need for envy or anything. May God bless us as we have learned today in my classroom. Shalom. Peace be unto you all.